You have been requested. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Hi, it's Jade, and as you can see behind me, we have yet another background because it's time to pick my August TBR. Okay, so usually when I pick my TBR, I just mood read. I just pick up like 5 books that I want to read for that month. But doing it that way means that I usually just pick the newest things that have gone onto my shelves, which means that there are books here that have been on my shelf for probably like 10 years or so that I have never read. So in future months I am going to play some Pick My TBR games. For this one I think this is an original idea. I'm not entirely sure. Obviously I've not seen every booktube video out there. But I am going to pick 5 books based on random songs in my iTunes library, because I am a grandma who doesn't use Spotify, so I have my songs downloaded onto an iPod. But I'm going to hit shuffle 5 times and I'm going to try and pick a book off my shelf that I think goes with that song, whether it's themes or just tone. You get the idea. Something to know, I will be reading Beauty Queens this month because this is the book that my book club has chosen to read. I have already read this once, but that was like 7 years ago, so this will be like a fresh read for me really. But for those of you who don't know, Beauty Queens is basically Lord of the Flies but with Beauty Queens, and in my opinion infinitely better than Lord of the Flies because I did not like that book. Also, this game will not include audiobooks because the way I have my audiobooks is through an app called BorrowBox, which is connected to my local library, so audiobooks sort of come up on loan and I don't necessarily get to just be like, yes, I'm just going to listen to that audiobook. So for this month, the audiobooks that are available for me that I will try and get through are On Chapel Sands by Laura Cumming, The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, Clock Dance by Anne Tyler, and Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. I'm really bad at names. So that's already a list of 5 books. I'm not necessarily going to get through all of those audiobooks this month. It just so happens that I have those ones reserved and they become available in the month of August. But you'll see how many I get through in my August wrap up at the end of this month. So without further ado, I'm also going to, I guess, put like a picture of the song up here because I don't know if this will like focus there because I have no viewfinder. But let's... I'm also putting it on mute so that I don't accidentally get like copyright strikes from like the first couple of notes of a song. Okay, so we want Shuffle, and the first song is... Okay. When I was thinking this, I was like, this is either going to be really easy or really difficult. The first song is Blood Bag from the Mad Max Fury Road soundtrack. Okay, so Australia, dystopian, in the desert, like hot kind of book. Let's see if I can find something let's see how many of those keywords that I just randomly spewed out there I can find in a single book. Okay, so for that one I couldn't find a dystopian that also fit the like Australia desert theme of Mad Max, so I've gone more with Australia, desert, hot, and I've gone for The Lost Man by Jane Harper, which is a thriller in which a family, I think it's 3 brothers? Yes. And one of these brothers has taken his fully stocked, fully air-conditioned car, driven it into the middle of nowhere, stripped off all his clothes, abandoned the car and curled up to die on an old grave. And the book is trying to figure out why that has happened. So I think that reaches the prompt of hot desert Australia, but not necessarily dystopia. Okay, so Next song is Sorry by Chris Staltry. Okay, this is closer to, I guess, a breakup song. One half of a couple is asking for forgiveness from the other one, but you never really know why he needs to apologise. So, I mean, obviously my first thought is romance, but I don't own romance books, really. So, but we're going to go with that theme of redemption, but also maybe a little bit of mystery. So let's have a look, shall we? This book still has the price tag on it. Take that off. Okay, this book could be completely off the mark, seeing as the only bit of the blurb says sat in that. Seeing as the only amount of blurb, which is like this big, just says set in Nazi-occupied Warsaw. This is a haunting tale of heartbreak, survival, and hope, which puts me in mind of, I guess, the tone of that song. So you've got heartbreak, you've got hope. The whole song is him saying, if I tell you that I'm sorry, will you forgive me? Like I said, it could be completely off base, but I mean, the reason I picked this book up, Milkweed, is because of the mystery on the back, basically. The fact that I was there like, I have no idea what this is about, but I am interested, so we will try this one. Okay, so book number 3 is going to be based on, okay, Come So Far, Got So Far to Go from the movie Hairspray. Okay, so that is the song that sort of comes after the credits, but it's basically people singing about looking back at growing up and learning about themselves and saying, yes, we've grown a lot, but we've still got a lot more growing to do. So that kind of, I guess, vague feeling is what I'm going to look for. Gonna help me pick a book? Yeah? Gonna help me pick a book? What should we go for? Okay, so I know I said that the point of these games is to just not just pick up the newest thing on my shelf, but I feel like Heartstopper fits the tone of that song. It's about growing up, learning to accept yourself, and knowing that you've still got growth that you need to go through. So that's what I'm going to pick for that one. Okay, and book number 4 is going to be based on Look Alive Sunshine by My Chemical Romance. I actually have the Look Alive Sunshine and Na 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 like put together on here, so it's going to be like both of those songs merging into one. Okay, so that is from their Danger Days album, which is based in post-apocalyptic 2019. It's like a sort of against the government, anti-police type of thing. So, okay, that's what we're going for. Okay, if we're going like anti-establishment, anti-police, we've got to go with the first outlaw, and that is going to be Hood by Stephen R. Lawhead. This is the first in a series. I don't actually own the other ones, and it's been at least 10 years since I read this, so I think it's about time for a reread. But if you can't already guess, this is about Robin Hood. And, like, first fuck the police character in literature, in my opinion. It's a very eclectic mix. Also, apparently I own a lot fewer dystopians than I thought, considering that's one of my favourite genres. Which, to be honest, this entire shelf up to like there is dystopia, but I've read all of these quite recently, and I don't feel like those can go on the list. Just a little bit of extra information. And the last book in this TBR is going to be based on the song Mary by Saving Jane. Okay. Right, I'm just reminded of the first line of that song, which is Little Miss Mary Sunshine had a bad day. Another song about just shaking off the rules and not doing what's expected of you anymore, and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna be me, I'm happier that way, I'm not just gonna conform to what you want. You can tell I have a lot of teenage angst songs on that because I don't update my my music taste. Right, so let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so the final book on this TBR is going to be Starters by Lisa Price. This is one of those books that has been on my shelf, unread, since secondary school, which, yeah, is about 10 years ago. I'm so old. I don't remember that much about this other than it is a young adult sci-fi, but on the back it says, first, Callie lost her parents, then she lost her home, and finally she lost her body, but she will stop at nothing to get it back. So the reason I picked this based on the song Mary by Saving Jane is because it seems to be about a young girl fighting for autonomy, hopefully like kick-ass female lead. That's what Saving Jane sings about. She's yeah, she sings mostly about like female empowerment and stuff, so I'm hoping that that's what this is going to be. Okay, and that is my TBR for August. Of course, if I get through these, I will just continue reading, so we don't know what else I will read. I may, if I get through all of these, just read the entirety of Heartstopper, because I have the other three, and why not? But, I mean, they're all decent sized, I think, but I also think I can probably get through these in the month. Yeah, nice eclectic mix. And that was harder than I thought it would be, picking books based on songs, but that's what we've got. So like I said, I'm gonna be looking into more TBR challenges for the rest of this year, potentially into next year, depending on how well I'm doing with it. But yes, I thought I'd try making my own TBR challenge initially, and nice eclectic mix. I'm also getting to read some books that have been on my shelves for years, and I can finally tick them off my TBR. But yes, the next video will be my wrap up for the month of July, and I will see you in about a week. Bye!